What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode in my Manchester United career on FIFA 14. So kicking things off, Manchester United were playing in the Capital One Cup yet again. This time it was against Middlesbrough at Old Trafford. I was looking forward to this game. I haven't played against Middlesbrough on a FIFA game now for such a long time. United haven't played them for such a long time in real life. They've been stuck in the Championship now for many years. I remember when they had such a brilliant team. They had the likes of Janino, Mark Viduka. I think that was the season of 03, 04, 04, 05, somewhere along those lines. But now that they're in the Championship, they've lost those type of players and they're having to rebuild. And I'm sure the fans are suffering from it as well, because there was a time when they were in the top flight and they were beating teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, even Man United. They had such a decent squad of players. They had Eggio, they had Nemeth, they had Jonathan Greenan, Stuart Downing, Frank Quadri, do you remember him? And Janino, the World Cup winner for Brazil in 2002. And they even had Mark Schwarzer, who I think is at Chelsea still. He's probably not far from retiring now. But that was just a certain time. Obviously they've had some other players in the past like Gareth Southgate, Andy Townsend. Quite a few top players, especially for that time. You never knew what you was going to get, and it is a shame for them being in the Championship. Maybe one day we'll see them back in the Premier League, fighting it out with Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester United. Certainly would be interesting to see once again. But anyway, this game was in the Capital One Cup. We took the lead early on with a header from James Wilson. He just cannot stop scoring in these Capital One Cup fixtures at the moment. You know, I've made a decision. Every Capital One Cup game I played this season with United, I'm going to be starting James Wilson up front. Maybe even in the FA Cup when that starts up soon. So certainly giving youth a chance. As you've seen as well, Januzaj certainly impressed me in this game, weaving in and out of the opposition's defence. Lindegaard is another player that's impressed me so far. I know I've only started him in the Capital One Cup fixtures, but he's looked so sharp and he is impressing me. Maybe I do start him in a couple of Premier League games coming up soon. We'll just have to wait and see. But take a look at this opportunity here. Graham down the left-hand side. Regardless of the pressure from Phil Jones, Graham still managed to swing in that cross, and he found Admar and he took his chance. He got his moment on that pitch at Old Trafford, and you'll see on the replay how fantastic that goal really was. Good camera angle here, and as the ball comes in, he just chests that one down, doesn't even let the ball drop to the ground, and on the half volley just slips that one past Lindegaard. I was kind of disappointed that Lindegaard couldn't hold on to his clean sheet. I had my work cut out, of course, and I didn't particularly want this game to go into extra time. I can make do without players looking unfit for our next fixture. But with a cross from Chris Smalling, found Wilson, who was so close to getting his second goal of the game. But as the keeper parried the ball away, Fletcher picked it up and just thumped it into the back of the net with the volley. 7 minutes after that goal was scored by Admar for Middlesbrough. Bit of lazy defending as well from Friend, I think that is, for Middlesbrough, as he wasn't even goal side of Fletcher. He didn't even pick him up and just stayed behind, maybe tugging on his shirt. If anything, it may have been a penalty if Fletcher didn't score that. Who knows? But anyway, we did beat Middlesbrough. Only just though. It was a tough game. But I thought the team that I put out, I thought they did well to actually get a result from that. So we are through now to the quarterfinals, and you guys will find out who we are drawn against right now. So as we go to the calendar, you will see that we have been drawn against Manchester City at Old Trafford for the quarterfinals. It just gets harder and harder from here on out. But I will be starting James Wilson in that game against City, and I'm sure Pellegrini will be playing his top side, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for Wilson, and it's going to be interesting to see how Wilson will deal with the pressure of coming up against the likes of Kompany. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it, and you guys will probably see that in the next episode. But first, we've got this game against Fulham back in the Premier League at the Craven Cottage. And if you guys have followed my career modes of the past with United and Everton and Swansea, you'll know that Fulham are my bogey team. They always seem to get a good result, and even if they don't, which seems to be a rare occasion when it comes to FIFA for me, they will put up such a fight. I mean, I could go ahead and beat Chelsea 3-0 easily. I could beat City, okay, 1-0, but we managed to come out on top with a decent performance. But Fulham, so difficult. I'm really not sure what it is. But anyway, we did get off to a good start. It was Wayne Rooney that got himself on the score sheet for the first time in this one. Just under 20 minutes gone. What matter, the architect, with the cross into the box. Wayne Rooney beating the opposition to the ball and just nutting that into the back of the net with such power. But there was plenty of time for Fulham to get back into this game. I just had that decision to make. Do I shut up shop, or do I continue attacking, trying to finish this one, maybe go for a second or even a third? Rooney with a good chance here, set up nicely by Robin van Persie, just lifting the ball over the defence. Goalkeeper with a good save. I think it's, yeah, Stecklenburg in between the sticks for Fulham in this game. Such a top goalkeeper. Everything I did try, it wasn't really working out apart from that first goal. Look at that bit of skill there from Nani. And then he skips past Reether. Reether trying to hold him back. Bit of shirt tugging. I did go for a low cross, and it was a poor outcome to that attack from Nani. Such a shame. And Mata here as well. Went for the shot. I could see Rooney making the run into the box, but he just wasn't quick enough for maybe another assist to make it 2-0. So I went for the shot. It was very poor. Very poor on his right foot, and it just went well wide of the mark. Stecklenburg taking a step back and having a little giggle to himself. So poor form from Mata in this game, even though he did assist Rooney with the first goal. And then with just seconds to go at the first half, Fulham make it 1-1. A lack of concentration cost us that goal, as you'll see with the ball being crossed in nicely. Hummels went for the header, trying to reach for it, wasn't good enough, and they did make it 1-1. In the second half, I made a couple of changes. I did take Mata off for Valencia. Actually, no, it was just Valencia that I did bring on. I thought that every other player on that pitch for United were playing fantastic. It was just Mata that was letting me down. Nothing was gelling, nothing was working for him in this game against Fulham. Nani had a great chance, as you saw there, went to chip Stecklenburg as he was off his line, and there was that weakness, there was that hole ready for the ball to settle in, but Stecklenburg just swatted it away. But on the 89th minute, Van Persie made up for all of those missed chances that we had earlier in the game and made it 2-1 to United. A good cross by Rooney, as you'll see on the replay as well. It was Rooney all over. It's his body language. I'm sure you guys have picked up on it before, you know, when he takes his free kicks or when he does actually cross in a ball. It was wonderful to see, and thankfully Van Persie did score that goal because I didn't want to draw. And of course I was getting all frustrated with this game like you do on FIFA. So annoying. But thankfully we picked up those 3 points. And winning that game against Fulham does mean that United go top of the Premier League by 1 point. Newcastle up there, that's weird to see. Chelsea, they do have 2 games in hand, so I'm sure they'll take that opportunity to turn it around and find themselves at the top of the league. Now here's a little surprise for you guys. I did get an international management offer for the Netherlands, for Holland, and you know what? I accepted it. I went for it. You know, I've got a soft spot for Holland, and I thought, let's give this a shot, you know, because I'm not even in the Champions League for this season. So let's play a couple of international games. Why not? And as a bonus to this episode for you guys, you will all be able to see my first game in charge of Holland. We will be playing against Switzerland, and that will be after this one against Arsenal. And guess who started in this game? Thomas Vermaelen. Oh yeah, you guys I'm sure have heard the rumours now that Thomas Vermaelen has come to terms with United for 100,000 grand a week. I still think it's speculation. I think it's just the media hyping things up. In a way, I kind of hope it's not true, because I want United to stay away from signing Arsenal players now. We've had our fair share, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans don't want their players going to Man United, especially after Van Persie turned his back on Arsenal to win trophies. And he did in his first season at United. That's fantastic. But yeah, I think Van Gaal should stay away from Arsenal. I hope it's not Woodward at the moment pulling all the strings. I hope Van Gaal is in constant communication with Woodward, telling him the players that he would like to have at United. Also, I think Woodward really needs to pull his finger out now, because time is running out. The World Cup is in progress. That's going to be non-stop. And as soon as that's over, you know, it's going to almost be time for the new season. The transfer window, as you know, shuts August the 31st midnight, or is it September the 1st that they may do it? I think it's on a working day. I'll have to look at the calendar for that. But we cannot afford to have rushed signings again like we did last season with Fellaini. We can't do it. We cannot do it. As much as Van Gaal would like to work with the players that he's got, it cannot happen. United needs revamping, and I think he recognises that. Everyone does at the club. But something needs to be done big time. I mean, Chelsea, there's so many teams that are signing up players within the World Cup. I mean, Rakitic has gone to Barcelona. Chelsea have signed Fabregas. They're probably going to get Diego Costa as well. That's probably going to go through in the World Cup. So we need to start pulling our finger out. We need to be buying these players. I believe we were promised like 4 players before the World Cup started. What happened to that? Was that just speculation again? Maybe United have already signed these players and it hasn't been leaked, but the chances of that happening, yeah, I know, are very slim. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Should we be going after Thomas Vermaelen, bringing another Arsenal player to Old Trafford? How do you guys stand with that decision? Let me know in the comments below. And just quickly guys, here are the highlights of my first game in charge of Holland. It was Robin van Persie that found Wesley Sneijder, who took a shot, keeper with the save, and it was Arjen Robben on the rebound with that header that put Holland 1-0 up against Switzerland in this international friendly. Now, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing with Holland for this career mode, because I know it's all about Man United, and that's what you guys tune in for. But I'm thinking maybe as like a side dish, if you will, I'll have a bit of Holland's gameplay in there for you guys. Maybe at the end of an episode and just show you guys the goals. Simple as that. So, Arjen Robben got his second goal of the game. Such a great goal as well. Wonderful finish. Great technique, and it was such a tight angle. Wijnaldum made it 3-0 to Holland. Probably pronounced his name wrong. I'm not too familiar with it. But Holland were running away with this. I was so getting into it. And Arjen Robben, just look at that. It's typical Robben all over. And I even got a trophy from that. Perfection. It's a silver trophy. And he made it 4, rounding off a great performance from Holland on my first game in charge of them. Anyway, guys, that will be the end of this episode. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. And I'll see you all very soon for the next one. If you didn't know already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links can be found in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.